right, last year when I had this Halloween prop out, a couple people asked me how it was made. So since I dragged it out this year to do a simple update, I thought I'd do a video showing a little bit about how it was put together. It's normally hiding behind a tombstone, and there's a motion sensor, so when somebody comes by, it raises up from behind the tombstone, and then will disappear back down behind. So here's a little bit about how it is made. So of course we have the figure here, which was just found at, who knows, a little local store. And this machine will work to animate or levitate just about any prop you find. So it starts with a simple wooden base, piece of 3/4 inch plywood or whatever you have, a couple of shelf brackets, typical shelf brackets, which hold up a piece of sheet metal that I just happened to find to mount everything on. Mounted on that is this gear motor, which you can find these a lot of places. Amazon, I'm sure, a Grainger, AC, regular plug-in power for a number of reasons. Also mounted on this is a dowel. Right there you can see where it's not painted, you can tell it's a wooden dowel. And that rests and goes all the way up to above the character's head. Around that dowel, is a piece of hollow PVC pipe, normally white, painted black, and so that can ride up and down on the dowel. By the way, this is a 5 RPM, 5 revolutions per minute gear motor. Nice and strong, all made of metal, not a cheap plastic thing which wouldn't last. Now, the skeleton figure is mounted to the piece of PVC, which is again riding up and down on the dowel, which is stationary. So let me turn it on and I think you'll get the idea. So the arm, which you'll see on the other side, pushes the PVC pipe up, and it rides up and down on the dowel. There you can see the dowel poking out of the top. It has to be long enough that it can ride up, keep stable, come back down to its bottom position. Now let's take a look at a side view. The creature is in the up position. You can see the shaft from the motor goes through the plate and is attached to a piece of L bracket, L aluminum, right there. It goes up to a piece of flat stock, I think it's a piece of brass, and connected loosely with lock nuts. That goes up and pushes the block and the whole thing up and down. So let me show that if I can. So you can sort of see as the motor turns, the L bracket goes around in a circle. The flat piece of brass, which is loosely connected, is pushed up and down. And because the piece of L stock is going in a circle, thus making the brass go slightly side to side, it makes the guy turn slightly as he changes directions from up and down. Here's a view from the other side to give you an idea of what's going on. So again, on the other side of this plate is the piece of L-shaped aluminum. It doesn't have to be L-shaped, it's just what I had. And then attached to that is the brass rod, which goes up and attaches to this block. You can see what's going on this side. Here we are with the creature removed, so you can see the mechanics a little bit easier. So right there is the shaft of the motor coming through the mounting plate, and it's attached to the piece of aluminum with a nice little bracket I had. Always keep that extra hardware, don't throw anything away. Then that's attached here to the flat brass piece. Again, there's it's got to be a slightly loose connection, or it's obviously going to jam because it can't go around in a circle. This changes the circular motion to an up and down motion. So that's a somewhat loose connection here, and also a slightly loose connection right here where the flat piece attaches to the block. The block and the black PVC go up and down, riding on the dowel. So take a look at that. So here's the motor going in a circle, changing to vertical motion. That's attached to the block and the pipe that the creature attaches to. And the wooden dowel is simply there to keep everything nice and vertical. Now the update I'm planning to do is I want to add a couple of little LED lights in the eyes that will come on as it raises up. And also I want to see if I can add some extra cloth underneath that will help hide the mechanism better, even though it's behind a tombstone. But I have to see if I can do that without it, of course, getting caught in the mechanism. The lights in the eyes won't be a problem. So here are the two little red LEDs wired up. A little resistor that'll go to a power supply. And so, of course, that means drilling a hole through the guy to run the wires through and out the back. But that's really kind of creepy and much worse than cataract surgery, so I won't show that on camera. Okay, so here are the LEDs put into the eye sockets, and the wires come out the back and are attached to a cord that can go to the power supply. There we go. Well, here he is, or maybe it's she, I don't know.